Welcome. Hopefully you watched the last video about how to open a nursery in your home in the UK, so you should know how to open a nursery in your home. But is it worth it? That's what we'll be discussing in this video. We will go through why you should open a nursery and the benefits of doing so. If you don't know who I am, I'm the owner of a nursery in London, though before I moved to my own dedicated 50-place nursery building, I started just how you are thinking about now, from my home. I started my nursery from a room in my house with just 2 part-time children on the first day. I've grown a lot since then, and I now teach people like yourself how to do the same. This is primarily through the course, which is simply named Learn How to Open a Nursery in Your Home. This course takes you through the steps you need to take in order to open a nursery in your house. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos about opening your own nursery. In this video, we'll be discussing the benefits of opening a nursery in your home, the positives, the things that I enjoyed about running a nursery in my home. Although I don't have a nursery in my home at the moment, I did really enjoy it and it enabled me to get to the position that I am in now. So we will go through why you should start a nursery in your home. It really is a great and rewarding business to do. I love doing things in numbers. It helps to categorize things and make it easier to remember. On the full course, I list 7 steps to open your nursery, and on the open a nursery in your home course, I list 5 steps to open a nursery in your home. I feel like numbers help to embed learning better, so I do actually hope that it does help you. In this video, I will be doing numbers again. We'll be doing the 6 best things about running a nursery in your home. Nurseries are a popular and successful business, especially with things how they are right now. They offer early childhood education to children before they begin their compulsory education and can be the perfect career for you if you enjoy working with children. However, if you're thinking of starting your own nursery, there's a lot that needs to be taken into consideration first. There is a high demand for nurseries and there is potential for great success. The Department for Education report from 2019 showed that there were 1.7 million childcare places offered in that year in England, with the majority being in group-based nurseries rather than school-based ones. Few places go spare as well. Only 19% of group-based nurseries had places available in 2019. This is because more parents are able to work as a result of changes in employment conditions, with more families needing both parents to go out to work, and as a result of the new government childcare schemes like the 30 hours free funding and the funding for 2-year-olds. Even through the COVID-19 pandemic, nurseries have remained open, with roughly 600,000 children continuing to attend throughout the second wave. This should give you the confidence to know that it is rewarding and beneficial to open and run a nursery. I personally have been doing it for many years, and it has not only allowed me freedoms I wouldn't have had if I had gone into traditional employment, it has also been extremely rewarding, and I will now go through some of the benefits I have enjoyed whilst running a nursery in my home. Starting with the biggest benefit, comfort. You are in your own home. You can wear whatever you want. You could just put on some comfy clothes, go downstairs or wherever the nursery is in your house and start work. You don't need to rush in the morning getting ready or making breakfast. You're in your own home. Also, you can never forget anything that you desperately need for work at home because it's always just there. Your breaks are at home. Your lunch is at home. You can literally sleep in your own bed during your lunches. Being able to do this felt amazing. I was able to prepare my meals for home like my dinner during my lunch breaks. At some points when I had the nursery there, I was also the nursery cook, so I could cook and prepare the nursery meals at the same time as preparing my home meals. My productivity was through the roof and I felt that my work-life balance was great. It left me more free time in the evening, and during the day I could keep up with my housework at the same time I was working in the nursery. I could put washing on, do dishes, tidy parts of the house all during the working day. Naturally, I would never do this at the expense of caring and developing the children, but during quiet times, like whilst the children slept and they were in the care of the other staff, I could get some extra work done. It's a nice feeling knowing that you don't have to come home after work to do more work around the house. You can actually spend the time for yourself. Plus, if you do love your house and you love being in your home, then being able to be in the comfort of your own house will be a major benefit for you. Because you can always be in your nice warm house whenever you want, you never have to leave your house. Which leads us on to the next positive of opening a nursery in your house, is that there is no commute. Well, I guess it is a small commute, as you do have to go from your bed to the nursery. But gone are the days of having to travel or take a long journey to work. Your commute is literally just from your bed to your nursery room. Maybe a trip to the bathroom to wash yourself in between. Maybe back to your bedroom to get dressed. I'm joking, you should definitely be doing all these things as you do have to maintain professionalism and the kids will be the first to call you out if you haven't had a wash. Not talking from experience. But seriously, you will no longer have to commute anymore. You don't have to be squashed on a tube or bus, struggling to manage your journey because you're running 1 minute late, which leads to you missing your bus, making you much later for work. Or you no longer have the stress of being stuck in traffic to or from work because someone glued themselves to the road. It's getting really cold now as well, and it does get quite cold during winter times. You will no longer have to be in that every day. You can stay in the warmth of your own house. Plus, one of the biggest individual negative impacts on the environment is our cars. By not needing to commute, you can reduce this and do your bit for the environment. Not having to commute is such a blessing. The third benefit of opening a nursery in your home is that it's cheaper to open. It is cheaper to open a nursery in your home than it is to go out and buy and rent your own building. If you really want to open a nursery and already know the benefits of running your own nursery, but you don't have the funds to buy or rent your own building, or like some people I'm supporting to open their own nursery on the course Open a Nursery in the UK in just 6 months, who are finding it difficult to find their own suitable building, then opening a nursery in your own home could be the ideal starting point. It works out so much cheaper to start, as the main cost of starting up will just be purchasing your resources, which can be done from just a few £1,000s. You don't have the expense of renovating the nursery building or paying rent whilst you wait for the nursery to be ready. Ofsted are also likely to be less strict on you, as they are less likely to state that you need certain things like extra toilets. Plus, in terms of tax, you can offset some of your electricity, rent and other utilities to help reduce the tax that you pay. The cost of opening a nursery in your home or childcare on domestic premises is similar to childminding, except you have much greater earning potential. You can earn more by running a nursery in your home, as the ratios will be different. For example, you can look after 8 3-year-olds per member of staff in a childcare on domestic premises setting, compared to just 3 3-year-olds in a childminding setting. Or for example, 1 member of staff can look after 3 babies in a childcare on domestic premises setting, compared to just 1 baby in a childminding setting. Though with childminding, they mix their ratios, which means that with the 1 baby, you can look after more older children. But even with that, the ratios for nurseries are still better. So this does mean that you can earn more running the nursery at your home than through childminding. So if you are growing as a childminder, as in you're getting more children than you can look after, then becoming a childcare on domestic premises provider is something you could look into. I will go through the differences between childminding and childcare on domestic premises in a future video, so do make sure that you subscribe to find out when this comes out. I would also like to take this opportunity to ask, if you are enjoying this video and you'll find it useful to help you make the decision over whether to open a nursery in your home, then please do drop a like below. It really helps to support the channel and it is very easy to do. It's just 1 click. But as well as being cheaper to open, you also get to save a lot of money too. You can save money on other things like petrol and travel costs, as you're not going to be going out as much. You can also save on childcare as well if you have children under 5, which can be a big expenditure, which actually leads onto the next benefit. You get to look after your own children in your home. I never got to experience the full benefit of this, as I had both my children after I moved the nursery from my house. But I did still get the benefit of having my children go to my nursery. And I see the benefit for others who do look after children in their own home. I can imagine it being a great benefit too, as a new mother or father, being able to stay at home with a child whilst being able to work and earn an income as well, which is very different to what a lot of us has had to do during this pandemic whilst we've been working from home for other industries. Working from home with kids during the pandemic has meant trying to desperately entertain your child, who keeps on distracting you from your work every 5 minutes, or keeps on screaming or talking over your Zoom meetings or work calls. I know those of you who have had any consultations with me will know that they usually hear my little ones in my background. Though having a nursery in your home means you actually get to spend some quality time with your children whilst you're working. Obviously, you can't show any favoritism to your child, but you get to spend some of the best moments with your child and the other children in your nursery. Many of these moments as parents we often miss. We miss those early formative years where our little ones are developing and growing the most. Here with childcare on domestic premises and run the nursery from your home, you don't miss these moments. And not only do you not miss them, you get to be the ones that create them. You develop your own child and get to see them develop. Plus, it gives you something extra to do whilst earning the income, which is especially helpful if you are at home and you're no longer receiving maternity. It's like being a stay-at-home mum or dad, except you have a few other children and you're getting paid to do it. It really is a great option if you are already at home and are looking for a career you can do at home without missing out on your kids. If you're at the point where you need to go back to work to earn some extra money, but you're enjoying spending the time with your children, then this could be the career for you. Although this video is just about the positives, I don't want to create any illusions that the career will be easy, as you are going to be looking after people's children, which you shouldn't take lightly. Though your child will also get to develop better socially. If you were planning to have your kids at home with you regardless, then your child will benefit of having some other children they can develop and learn with on a regular basis. They get to learn life skills like communication with their peers and some personal, social, emotional skills like sharing and managing conflicts. Plus, they get to develop real friendships that can lead them to being friends long past they've left your childcare provision. Though even if you're not looking after your own children and your children are older, or you don't have children but you live with your partner or anyone else, it can enable you to spend more time with them. Rather than being out of the house for long periods of the day and not being there when family members come home, now when they come home from school or work, you are there with them and for them. This means you can be there for your older children if they need you. They might have had a hard day at school and need someone to offload to, or may just need that bonding time with their parent. You can now offer them this, which is invaluable. It can deepen some of your relationships. When I had a nursery in my home, I would also get my family members to help out a little when they did come home, by asking them to do little tasks like getting stuff from the kitchen, which is another benefit, the extra hands on deck that you can get. The extra hands on deck make it easier to run your nursery. Running a nursery from your home allows you to do all of this, and childcare on domestic premises allows you more freedom than childminding, as it is easier for you to take breaks and holidays without disrupting the care of the other children. It's easier to keep a nursery open and running when you're not there than if you have a childminding setting, as you have other members of staff who work with you and can run it like a nursery by, for example, having a deputy and a third in charge. Which leads on to the next benefit, which is you get to be your own boss. This is a benefit I know a lot of you will be thinking about. You don't have to answer to anybody, except Ofsted obviously, or the other bodies for your area, and also to a lesser extent, you'll need to answer to parents, as they will have their own requests. Though it is ultimately your business, and as long as you adhere to Ofsted regulations and the safety requirements, you can do whatever you want. You have control. You can set your own hours. You can set your own schedule to work around you and your family if you need. You can run the nursery just during school hours if you want. You can do before or after school, or you can do the whole day. It's completely up to you. No matter what hours you do, you just need to find parents who need those hours too. The longer hours and the more days you are open, the more parents you are going to attract. But if you want to do shorter hours, you can if you choose. Also, as you have other staff, you can still open full time, but work as much or as little as you want. You can even hire a manager and then you won't need to be there at all. Though you would have to work this out in your budget and find out whether this would work for you. Being your own boss means you set when you open and when you close. You set what days you work too. If you want to open for 3 days a week, you can. If you want to work weekends, you can. If you want to work just afternoons, you can. You have so much more control of your work life. That's the beauty of opening a nursery in your home. You can fit your work life around your life and your family and not the other way around. You don't need to ask someone in order to take time off, and you can have holidays when you need. Another benefit of being your own boss is you get to choose who you work with. Obviously, you have to do your hiring and recruitment following proper recruitment, doing it legally and professionally, but it is completely up to you who you work with and who you invite into your home. If you're not getting along with someone, whether that be a parent or a member of staff, guess what? You don't have to stick with them. You can make changes. You get to work with whoever you want. I got to work with my mother and my wife. Being your own boss also gives you the unique opportunity of being able to help people with their employment and childcare. I've had both my brothers work with me in the nursery at different points, which has been great. I've managed to support them with jobs and an income when they needed, whilst they've also been able to support me with the nursery. I've also been able to help friends with childcare when they've needed too. When you're in control, it enables you to build a business how you want and choose who you work with. I've managed to build a very friendly workforce of people who I all get along with. The perception of running a nursery in your home is that you are stuck in your home all the time. But being your own boss means this doesn't necessarily have to be the case. Running your own nursery in your house means you are not locked into a set routine or even a set premises. When you're working for someone else, they are likely dictating where, when, and how you work. However, when running your own nursery, you decide. Although you'll be at your home most of the time, you don't have to be. If you need a change of scenery, you can decide to go out. You can go to the zoo, go to the library, to museums, or just go to the parks. If you want to or need to, you can just get out and leave and go wherever you want and whenever you want. which is so important for both yours and your children's mental health. You don't have to stay there and feel like you are trapped in your home. Even just going for walks will be great for you and your children. Another benefit of being able to set your own rules is you get to lead your own vision and your own path. This gives you a great sense of purpose, especially if your dream is to run your own nursery. I know a lot of you watching will be working in nurseries at the moment, and some of you may have complaints about how your nursery is currently being run or things that are not being done. Well, now you are able to run it how you want, though you're likely to still get complaints from staff about how you are running things. But it does mean you can be as creative as you like. You can buy the resources you want, set up the nursery how you wish, and you can develop children how you believe is best, which, when you get things right, is a great feeling, which again leads on to the next benefit. By opening a nursery in your house, you're doing a really good thing. Running a nursery in your home will be such an amazing achievement. It won't be easy, but when it's done, you will feel incredible seeing staff and children working together because of an idea in your head. It's such a proud feeling knowing that you are teaching a future generation and creating jobs in your community. You will be your children's role model. Children look up to their teachers, and it's a proud feeling being someone's superhero, as this is what we become to a lot of them. Although, unfortunately, most of them do forget you when they go to school, whilst they are with you, you are so important to them and to their development. Some children will even spend more time with you than with their family, especially during the week. So you are and will be a key figure in your children's lives, which inevitably carries its own responsibility. But there is no greater feeling than seeing a child or family overcome something they've been struggling with due to your input. Whether that be an intervention that you put in place, supporting the family at home, or an activity you set up that really aided the child's development. Being able to support families, children, and staff is such an amazing feeling. It's unlikely to win awards, but the difference we can make in people's lives is rewarding in itself. When you do open a nursery, there will inevitably be a lot of challenges, but the moments when you really manage to help someone make it all worth it. There is no better feeling. It's such a rewarding job and role. Children can give you a boost too. They have so much love to give and they are just so pure. So much can be happening in your own personal lives, but as soon as they walk through the doors, all of that gets forgotten and they can really brighten your day. All it takes is them doing something so silly or saying something so hilarious that just puts you in a good mood. It's such an underrated benefit of working in a nursery. Not many careers can give you this much pure joy. We can learn so much from children too. When you run the nursery from your home, you will also create some real bonds and friendships with your parents. The bonds that you create are usually better than if you run the nursery outside of your home. I found that when we were smaller, we had much more support from our parents and had a much better relationship with them. They just had a greater desire to support the nursery. They'd always be giving us free resources, offering to help out, always spend much longer discussing more personal things, offering advice to each other at the end of each day. One of my parents even knitted our first uniform for free just to help out. That connection does get lost a little as you grow, as they see you differently, so you don't have as much of a personal relationship. When you're smaller, the relationship is more of a friendship as opposed to a more professional business relationship. The connection and bonds you build, not only with your children, but with parents, is a great benefit. Those are just some of the benefits of running a nursery from your home. A reminder of what they were. Firstly, you get to work from the comfort of your own home. Secondly, you don't have that long commute. Third, it is cheaper to open than run the nursery from a separate building, and it can help you save a lot of money too. You get to look after your own children if you have any, and you get to be there more for your family. You also get to be your own boss, and finally, it's just an amazing thing to do. I'm sure when you do open a nursery from your house, you will find many more benefits too. Though running a nursery from your home is not all positive. In the next video, which will come out on Monday, we will go through some of the negatives of running a nursery in your home and some things I absolutely hated about it. So make sure you subscribe to know when this comes out. Do make sure you watch it, as I'll be going through a lot of things that people don't really like to talk about and love to gloss over, as running a nursery in your home is not going to be easy. Though, if you are ready to start running a nursery in your home, then make sure you enroll on a course which you can find in the description. This course is called Learn How to Open a Nursery in Your Home. It takes you through everything you need to know in order to run a nursery in your house. The course gives you access to the documents you need to complete to do so, as well as guidance on how to fill these documents in. It is the most complete guide to open a nursery in your home in the UK. In the course, you will learn everything you need to know in order to open a nursery in your home. You will get a step-by-step guide teaching you how to open a nursery in your home, tools to help you research demand in your area, hire and pay staff, plus lots more, access to documents and paperwork which you can simply edit for your business, business plan guidance with templates and examples, Ofsted registration guidance to ensure you register correctly, plus lots and lots more. I have over 150 people enrolled on the courses, all teaching them how to open a nursery. You can see what some of them have said on the screen now. So join my other happy students now and enroll on the course by clicking the link in the description. In the description, you'll also find a discount code to save you money off the course. So click the link and enter the discount code at checkout. So start your dream now of opening your own nursery in your home. I hope you found this video useful and I look forward to supporting you further on the course. On the screen now is another video which will further support you to open your own nursery. But before you go, make sure you like the video and don't forget to subscribe for more videos teaching you how to open a nursery. I wish you all the best on your journey and dream, and I will see you on the next video and be here to support you on the course. God bless.